Well, welcome back to North Idaho. Obviously, it's straight ahead. You guys can see that Ted is on the screen with me here. His jaw's tilted a little bit to one side, maybe. I don't see the bruises, but I'm sitting here with my glasses on. So anyhow,
Pesky bruises.
we thought we would kind of have a conversation about our ideas of what will transpire in the snow sports industry resort-wise when we open up next fall. It's all hypothetical, but I think it'd be interesting to see if we are close on our discussions on the possibilities that we come up with and see if we're accurate or not. Just interesting conversation. So the question is basically, when the areas open up back here, what do you feel, Ted, will be some of the new rules and the new norm?
Ooh,
Ooh.
so, yeah. So I go out to a store the other day, and one store I'm in, maybe 60% aren't wearing masks. And I go to another store, and they say, no, you can't come in unless you put on a mask. So obviously there's one way or another. And I don't see, I think we got to wait. Well, and it's not because I'm begging off the prediction, but I think we got to wait like about 2 to 3 weeks to see what happens, to see, because the numbers are over in Washington, in Spokane County, they got a steady curve up. Over here, just over the border, we got a pretty stable,
Yeah.
flat curve.
Yeah, we've been
So
stable pretty much the whole time.
I'm wondering what's going to happen, like in late fall, and then these, especially the places we go to, are like, what are they going to think about doing to? And then and noticing how they've run over all these years, that's like, how are they going to do a disciplined kind of safety, health
Well,
safety thing?
I think they'll take some examples from what's happening in the West right now and how they're limiting the usage. Arapahoe Basin and stuff.
Yeah.
They have a raffle thing. You put in a request to attend one day, and then you get a confirmation letter back with like a code on it that you show to the people when you show up, and that allows you to move in, whether you're a pass holder or you're buying a ticket or whatever. But I think the big difference is that our areas back here are not large destination areas.
Right.
We're five areas on top of each other, within 70 miles of each other on a clear day. From my house here in Ratham, I can see Schweitzer, I can see Mount Spokane, and I get a glimpse of back towards the Silver Valley. So, I mean, because of the views are that long with nothing obstructing them. Take those spaces. We don't have a large demographic volume of people that really
Right.
overload anybody anyhow.
Right. We're never going to see lines at 2,000 people
Right,
like
right,
for
right.
the
A
off
line,
video.
as you know, a line for us on a crowded day is, well, we waited 10 minutes
10 minutes. Yeah.
to get on that chair. And our chair lifts and stuff are not that long that even the ride up itself cuts down on much on your ride time. So I don't think that the chairs, I think all of that can be worked out. Colorado, they're loading the chairs at slow speed. They are allowing people to ride together if they came together. If you didn't come together, you can ride alone. They'll separate people between chairs and so on and so on. So will you get as much vertical? Probably not. But I think for us, our conversation could be a little bit more to where our background is, and that would be the snow sports world of lessons.
Well, okay. So let me cut in there. So all of the mountains that we've been to, and I know, especially if after working at a few of them, to say you come in and somebody goes, yeah, the parking lot's full. Yeah, the lodge is full. Yeah, it was a money day. They
Yeah,
made money, and that's always been the the emphasis of the owners. They got to make money, and so they make it there in the kitchens, and they make it with everything, right? And now we've just turned this all over on its head and said, okay, we gotta restrict crowds. You got to restrict this kind of, we're not looking to pack them in anymore. We're looking to spread them out. And that's like kind of the opposite way of making money. So it's kind of, I mean, it's a rock and a hard place. I don't know whether all of the things that they'll institute so that we're safer out there will. And then we got the other part of the economy is coming back. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of people out of work. So
Right.
how many people have discretionary money to come to a slope?
Right,
I mean,
right.
we might see a life of boutique where you and I wake up in the morning, we call one slope and we tell them, we're coming today, set us aside a spot, and we get there and there are 25 people that have called in advance and the mountain makes no money. I don't know how long they survive at that kind of thing either. So
Um, I don't know. I mean, they're
it's a
going to try
weird,
to operate whatever and offset the cost of operation, obviously, with the income money. No question on that, because you're not going to operate for a loss. But let's go into the snow sports school and just talk about what is a setting of people unbeknown to each other, and that is group lessons.
right,
So in
right,
group lessons, mountains have no problem putting 10 or 15 people in a group lesson, even
right,
though it's not always a manageable lesson without an experienced instructor, um, for the volume of the money. But now,
right.
are people going to be willing to be put into that? No. Is it safe to
I
do
don't think
that?
so.
Currently, we don't think so. Currently, it may prove later on before they open that it is okay. But if not, that kind of takes that grouping situation and blows it right out of the window in my mind.
Yeah, I
So,
would, that would be hard to
how do
keep
I
a group.
get a lesson? Well, I think you're going to have to do what they're doing with the tickets. You're going to have to call ahead of time. You're going to have to confirm it, and then there'll be a set number. If you're in the same family, sure, you can have a group of four or whatever, no problem. You're coming with the same environment, the same health problems, the same issues, so no problem putting you together. But people walking in, I think that will start to stop. And in my opinion, an area that would do that would be you schedule it, but you wanted a group lesson and you walked in. Can't do it. You can't do it.
Right.
Take the
Yeah.
chance on. It's against your health. It's against their health. But I can offer you a possible private lesson, one-on-one. And how am I going to get you to buy into that? Well, if I charge you the regular private rate, I might turn you away, because that can be quite intrusive in your pocket to people who aren't making money. So my opinion is reduce the price down to the group rate, give them the private so that they have the experience and everybody's in a safe environment, more or less, and let it go at that. In other words, nobody walks
Okay.
in with some money to spend. Don't turn them around and send them away.
Okay. As a tactical piece, all right, without thinking about money or anything else, I don't think I've ever taught a lesson where I haven't, picked somebody, helped stand somebody up, got frustrated because their shoulders are in the wrong place, and go over and say, I'll move thil all right? I ask your permission, but I'm going to move these. And you're close. You're talking to people.
The whole thing is closed. Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing is close. And if you're at a mountain and they're saying, look, keep social distance, it's the easiest thing. It's the most, it's the thing that we're going to have to get used to, I think, in a new society. But it's like, wow, how do you do this? It's one thing to demonstrate and say, here, watch what I do. You do the exact same thing. And if they ain't getting it and you can't adjust them so they can feel it, I mean, I got to
No,
think of a new process.
I think because of all the technical stuff, the phones and everything, I think you just kind of said something that would be done with the cell phone. You take your cell phone,
Yeah,
you go out, I got
there you
my
go.
phone. I'm going to go ahead and take a video of you so you can play it back. Because I can tell you all day what you're not doing or are
And
doing.
you can't see
You
it
don't
or
see
feel
it.
it.
So the only way for you to see it is I take a video of you, we stop, I replay it back to you. You say, I see that, and then we go from there. I think there's a lot of technical equipment in the way of cell phones today that could aid many of training environments in any sport. So
Yeah,
that's that.
it's gonna adjust the way we teach for sure. I mean, and it would have to if you're gonna deliver any kind of quality lesson, you're gonna have to adjust to a new set of parameters on how you actually interact with people.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
So
we get
basically
an
then,
occasional fist bump, and that's it. You know.
there's no fist bump. Now you're talking like a guy I know. Only that's a throat punch. Uh, anyhow, so
It's
we
a
won't belabor
safety.
this.
It's
We
a
won't
safety
belabor
fist.
this for a long time. We just think there'll be serious changes in the way things are handled. We think that the classes and that environment is going to suffer quite a bit. Some places may even have to say we can't offer lessons because
Yeah,
I just can't do it.
I'm
So,
thinking about what I'm thinking about, like, you know, just how Lookout's boot operation worked.
yeah,
I mean, wow, that's crowded, and people are, you know, you take off your boots, you put them away, and they put some spray in them, and then they give them to the next person. I mean, whoa,
there's
that
a
used
lot
to
of
be
changes.
okay. I don't think that's going to be okay anymore.
Right. There's going to be a lot of changes to the way things are handled. But I think what's going to happen, which is going to hurt the industry in the long run, is we're going to use less people to do more work as we have been doing.
Right? They better
They're going to
pay
go
better.
through burnout. It's going to be an overload for those people with low wages. It's just not fair. It's not going to help the industry grow, and that's going to be a problem. So we won't belabor it forever here, and just kind of get ready to sign off and say,
Well,
wow, it's going to be different. It's going to be tough. We basically just want everybody out there to be safe. But if you listen kind of to the underlying thing we've said, and we've said it before, if you don't know what you're doing when you're boarding and you don't know what your friends are doing, you've got to get into the video process because you can tell me 1,000 times what I'm doing. I hear you. I don't see it. I don't get it. So it's a very long process. And the only answer to that is find out more about yourself, what you do and what you don't do, and keep on pushing your limits.
really, really, you know, I honestly think there's a part of me that's going, oh no, I'm going to wait 7 months and I'm not going to get on the mountain, and I'm going to go nuts, right? And then there's the other part of me that says, okay, in 7 months, all these hardwired problems will be worked out, and I'll get my season in. I'll get my rides in, and I'll offer that to anybody who watches what we do. Is like, you come find us, come out, ride with us, and we'll give you some tips, we'll give you some play, and we'll hopefully we will have another season coming, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't.
We all got our fingers crossed. I know I got all my boards lined up in the garage already and all set up for the coming season. So
I'll
anyhow, so
be
saying
healed
all
by
that
then.
and signing off. We hope you guys will continue to follow us. We appreciate everybody who has followed us, who is following us. We do see growth, even though it's a stagnant time. Uh, our mindsets are mainly coming from the instructive point, but remember one thing about instructors. How many instructors does it take to change a light bulb? You know the answer, right, Ted?
I've heard this, but I never.
One
I
to hold the ladder, and the other 19 will analyze every turn.
don't, oh, that sounds like a ski school. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Wait. Well, we used to say it in the ski school, but I said instructors. So
Okay.
instructors in general. And for those who don't know the value and the money we make in instructing, answer this question. What's the difference between a extra large pizza and a ski instructor or an instructor? The extra large pizza can feed a family of 4.
Oh, okay. Right,
So
right.
hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned. We're
All
out.
right.
All right,
See ya.
later.